guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to be comparing the limited edition release of Season 10 of Doctor Who, the first Pertwee season to be released on the collection range, with the standard edition of Season 10 from the Doctor Who, the collection. These were, of course, released a couple years apart, with the limited editions usually lead the standards by a couple years. I like both. I'm happy to own both. I actually purchased this one myself recently, and I really like it. I like the fact it has this symbol up here so you can kind of see it when it's on the shelf, whereas the limited edition has it on the bottom. So I kind of like the fact the standard edition does it on the top, and I like the little Blu-ray strip going on the top. They look good. Of course, this one is in a J card, and this one is more just an entire sleeve. Here they are from the side, and you can tell the Season 10 one is much smaller, being about half the size. You will save a lot of space with the standard editions, and they tend to cost less than the limited editions. The limited editions have gone up in price over the past few years, whereas the standard editions are typically much cheaper. There we go. Now look at the back. Not a whole lot of difference in the back. Right here. There's the standard edition. Most of that is the same. Like they've slightly changed the wordings around a little bit here to here, but not much difference. I'll give you a good shot of that. And then you can see right here, this side here, the inner parts, you can see the Blu-ray case right there. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the insides and compare them. Now we've got the J card off, and we have the clean artwork for Season 10. It looks really good. Doctor holding the summit with kind of his intro background there, looking really, really nice. And on the back, we have that wonderful shot right there, looking good. Opening it up, the standard edition is trying to fall over. We have this beautiful shot, and I like how on some of the early ones the artwork would bleed over. That is really cool how that's done there. Wonderful shot from Planet of the Daleks. And we open that up, and we get this wonderful shot here. We open that up, and we get the booklet. And the booklet for the limited editions is better than the booklet from the standard editions, because you get all sorts of knowledge about the episodes and what was going on in the season, whereas the standard edition, it's a much thinner booklet, really just telling you what's on each disc, basically. And there's a nice shot of the interior of the TARDIS from the season, taken from the 3 Doctors, looking really, really good. And then we have the disc here. And they have these disc trays. Now the disc trays are kind of a mixed bag. I think they work pretty well for the most part, but they can come unstuck. They're glued into the back, and they don't always hold the best. Although the only one of mine that's ever fully come loose was Season 17. And sometimes you can't quite get your finger in there to grab them very easily. That is, okay, that's the last one, isn't it? I'm trying to unstick it. Yeah. And then you get this wonderful shot of John from his intro on the back. Yeah, I was trying to unstick it. This one's actually pretty good about getting your fingers in here. Some of them are not as good about that. Oh, that seems to have stuck back down pretty well. That was me almost making a mistake. Yeah, a lot of them you can't quite get your finger in there. This one you can get it in there pretty easily. The disc content is the same on both. The limited edition and the standard edition have the same disc content. It's really just the more premium packaging with the limited edition. Let's go ahead and look at the standard version. So it just slides right out of its case right here, and we have a more traditional Blu-ray plastic packaging right here. Now this is more sturdy. The standard edition could probably hold up better over time, to be honest, because this is all cardboard, and I handle it like it's a newborn child because I'm worried I'm going to damage it. Whereas this one I'm a little more comfortable holding since it is plastic and a more traditional, normal feeling Blu-ray case. We have the artwork again here. You have some clean artwork right there with the back right there. And then you just pop it open. You have the much smaller standard booklet, which is really, again, just kind of what's on every disc. And then you have, each disc has its own individual spot. Nothing is double stacked like some of the steel books, which is nice. I don't really care for double stacking, even though with Blu-rays it's not as bad of a problem as DVDs, because Blu-rays are tougher. But each one still gets its own little spot, which is nice. And each disc still has its individual artwork. And you have that nice interior shot of the Tardis there on the inner sleeve there. So these are much better, I think, for you know, actually taking off the shelf, grabbing a Blu-ray from, and watching pretty well. And see, much easier to get through. So each one has their pros and cons. Again, this one is a more premium one. This is the kind of Cadillac version, where you got all the bells and whistles, all the extra artwork. This one costs more though. That's one of the cons. These do tend to cost more. But these look better, I think, on a shelf, even though these also look good on a shelf. These are like, you know, my showpiece for my Doctor Who, along with some of my steel books. Whereas this one takes up less room on a shelf if space is concerned. They take up about half as much space, and they cost less now. But they also have the problems of there's usually a 2-year gap between this version coming out and this version. There's usually about a 2-year wait, and sometimes you want to get that extra premium feel. But these I'm also much more comfortable handling. So personally, I like to own both. So I want to know what version of the collection you collect. Do you collect the limited sets, the standard sets, or both? Comment down below and let me know, and let's talk about it. I also want to mention that I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to one of my top tier patrons, Colin Coney. I appreciate his support, as I do the support of all of my patrons and YouTube members. It's very much appreciated. I also have a link to my Amazon wishlist and my Amazon UK wishlist down there as well. I have several of these on the UK one because I would like to get some more of the standard editions. Right now I only have Season 8, Season 10, and Season 18 of the standard edition sets, and I'd love to get some more of those if anyone wants to send any. I also have my P.O. box down there as well if anyone would like to send anything directly. Check that out. And most importantly, thank you for watching.